All right, well, we're back with day 2 of our Mount Rushmore of tabletop games, and we're going to move on to see who's carved into the mountain of Steve's Mount Rushmore.
All right, well, guys, first off, I want to tell you where my Mount Rushmore is, and I'm going to call it Mount Stevemore.
Yep.
Because why not, right? My mountain.
You're that important to the world of tabletop gaming.
Yeah, really.
Well, who's Rushmore? Exactly. So, anywho.
Maybe that was the mountain beforehand. Actually, I don't know, and that makes me feel stupid.
I don't know either. But,
Should have done some research.
Yeah, maybe.
you know, if we wrote down all the stuff we didn't know, we would never stop writing.
That's true.
Speak for yourself, Steve.
So, my Mount Stevemore will be located in Key West or in Louisiana. New Orleans, they say.
Key West? There's no
Why?
mountains in Key West.
There will be when I make one. Why? Because you can carry open containers on the street. So
Okay.
after a hard day of chiseling, I will go by the bar, get a drink, go back to my place.
I think Mount Stevemore is going to sink into the Caribbean Ocean.
That could be.
It's going to be surrounded by beer bottles and cans of Coors Light.
Whatever.
It's going to be trailers.
Why are you guys cheapening my mountain?
If it's in
Outrageous.
Key West, you can have Jimmy Buffett come and do a concert.
That's a great idea. Well, anyway, here's what the draw will be. Ignore these two clowns.
Yeah.
The first head will be my buddy, who I've never met, Konieczka. And when I do meet him, it's going to be lots of firm handshakes and warm hugs.
Aw.
Isn't that nice, Steve?
Sure,
So-
he's canceling every trip to this area.
I'm sure he is. But anyway, Corey has done so many games. Chris, he did your Battlestar Galactica that you're in love
Yep.
with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He did one of my favorite games, Star Wars Rebellion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best games.
He's done so many games, and I think he's underappreciated because I don't really hear his name bandied about that much.
I'll tell you why I think that he's underappreciated. It's because he's a staff designer at FFG. I think he's actually like the head of the design department, design and development
I hope so.
at FFG, right? Now, a lot of these other game designers, they're sort of like hired guns in a sense. They run around, they design a game, and they sell it to publishers so they can kind of bounce around all different places. But Corey Konieczka works there, and it's his job to come up with the next game. They give him a game, he designs the next game. I mean, at least that's my impression. I don't know what the culture is of FFG, but when you look at something like CMON, they stick their game designers right out there in the front. Their faces are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They don't put Corey Konieczka's face into the world with Fantasy Flight.
Well, I'll tell you what, they should. Because I have no idea what he looks like.
Well, there's a picture right down there.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. So Corey is definitely my first head on that list. So, what's my second head? I'll tell you.
I don't want to know what your second head is. It's weird.
It is Jason Priestley's uncle, Rick Priestley.
Are you making that up?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
okay.
I was gonna say because you never know, right?
One of them's British, one of them's American. They could still be related. Who knows? They have the same name. So it's better.
Rick Priestley. All right, we got it. I'm with you with that one. I'm with
Yeah.
you with that one. He would have been my fifth one, I think.
If you don't know who Rick Priestley is, get a little closer to your monitor. He designed, not you. You know who he is already. He designed Games Workshop Fantasy and the Black Library series of fantasy books.
Warhammer Fantasy.
Correct. Warhammer Fantasy, yes. So he is, in my opinion, one of the key heads on this because he helped bring miniatures gaming, wargaming, to the forefront. I mean, Games Workshop started off there in like a little closet somewhere or something, and then they just kept building and building, and now they're well known all over the world. They have so many products and board games. They just don't have war games, tabletop stuff.
Not to mention, they brought great models to the miniature market.
They did.
And like quality.
Yeah. Yes. Rick Priestley and Warhammer Fantasy is how we got into miniatures gaming. Now, granted, we got into D&D. We were into Magic, and then we went into miniatures wargaming with Warhammer Fantasy.
Man, we're busy.
Yeah, we are. We had a lifetime
busy.
of tabletop gaming. Yeah, we did.
We were busy or old, one or both.
I think both. But yes, Rick Priestley, fantastic. Games Workshop, even today, is one of my favorite game publishers, and he was one of the guys that really brought to the forefront a fantastic miniatures game. Even if it was at the time not what they are today. Today, I think they're still better. You know, the designs have progressed over time, but he really pioneered something.
Definitely.
Well, and that's the one nice thing about these things that stick around so long. You know, it's something to say that these people created something that has enough traction that they actually improve upon it over the years and make it better and better and better. And I think, you know, Gary Gygax and Jason Priestley did a great job of doing that.
Rick Priestley?
That's great.
I don't know Warhammer. I'm sorry.
Well, you do know
Nottingham
90210. My third head on Mount Stevemore is none other than Isaac Childress.
Wow, yeah.
He's a new guy.
He is new, but you know, he's got a lot going on for him. First off, his company confused me. It's Cephalofair Games, right?
Yes.
I saw Cephalofair and I immediately thought this is some kind of women's legging company or possibly some kind of makeup company.
Yeah,
Okay. With a headless horseman.
well, they got
The
that
logo.
Sephora
Yeah.
makeup
Gotcha,
place.
gotcha.
But little did I know, behind all the leggings and makeup lied some great games, such as Gloomhaven, which is, without a doubt, in my mind anyway, his number one big game that he's known for making.
I think it's everybody's number one big game at this point.
Yeah.
So-
You can't go a week without hearing it 100 times on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, on Twitter, on all over the place. It's a big, big, big deal of a game, Gloomhaven.
It is. And he is pivoting, in fact, right now, and he's about to come out with Founders of Gloomhaven,
Yep.
which I'm excited to try. That's going to be great.
Yep. We have it right there.
A pretty decent,
Ready to go.
a pretty heavy euro, from what I understand. Complicated.
Very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And it's very complex, which is something that I love. I love complex games more than I like simple games. And I'm ready. I'm ready to play it again. I played it once. I'm ready to bring it back with you guys. See what you think.
I tell you, Isaac, the thing I like most is watching him play a game or playing a game with him, because it's like you're playing a game with a supercomputer. It's so weird.
You're playing with like Data.
Exactly.
Right, from Star Trek.
Or Big Blue or whatever. It's just, it's fascinating to watch somebody at that level play board games and just pick things up so fast.
Well, he is a physicist, so I hope he can pick things up quick.
Well, yeah.
Now, my fourth and final head on Mount Stevemore is none other than Eric Lang.
Eric Lang.
Yeah.
He has a body of work that is larger than mine.
Larger than your body?
Body.
Okay.
Okay.
Body.
I was trying to make sure.
I think Chris's neighbor has a larger body of work than mine. He has a larger body than mine. Now, he has done so much. He's done Blood Rage. Tony Topper on our podcast, one of his number one games of all time. He's done Rising Sun, which is an amazing game. It is similar to Blood Rage in so many ways, but so different that it's a totally different game. And Chris, this is one you need to try.
Yeah, it
I haven't
is.
played it yet.
Yeah, I definitely have thought about it and read about it and realized I do need to play this game because it has multiple avenues to victory.
Sure,
and I
yeah.
think that's something I need to explore.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you're out of the denial stage.
That's right. I'm recovering from Blood Rage. That's what it is.
Excellent.
I mean, Eric Lang has been in the business for quite a long time. And I totally agree with you that he is somebody that actually, as a modern day game designer, has popularized tabletop gaming. He has done so many different things that have gotten people fired up. Now, when I say things like Sid Saxon, in my video, I talked about Sid Saxon. He pioneered kind of the way the modern board game was designed. I think Eric Lang took that and ran with it and made people excited to get board games, right? Like Sid Saxon helped make the games what they are, and Eric Lang helped make people want to get the games today. And he's an excellent designer besides that, but I think he's like the showman of the tabletop gaming world.
Yeah.
You see his face everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's very personable and he's very excited about gaming, and it's infectious. So I definitely think that he deserves a space on somebody's Mount Rushmore. If it has to be Stevemore,
Mount Stevemore.
I feel sorry for him that he's on Mount Stevemore. But
Oh, come on.
Well, Steve, you've guaranteed that Tony is going to be in one of those trailers outside Mount Stevemore.
yeah,
Well,
Drinking
listen,
scotch because he is not a beer drinker. So
the popularity of Mount Stevemore will cause such a boom that those trailers will be swept away. They'll be replaced by Holiday Inn Expresses. They'll be replaced by Walmarts.
Motel 8s.
It's going to be great.
You're making me really want to go to Mount Stevemore, Steve.
sounds fantastic.
It's going to be awesome.
And all 4 of those gentlemen are very proud to be on it.
And Disney World will go out of business. at
With
this point.
Walmarts
That's right.
and Holiday Expresses all around it.
Exactly. And everyone clap.
Beer bottles all over the ground. All
Those will
right.
be swept away.
Oh, Steve, you're making up for that one joke.
All right, guys. Well, come on back tomorrow for the finale when we're going to hear what's on Mount Chrismore and where his Mount Chrismore is going to be. Hopefully it's not in Key West underwater somewhere.
No, mine is not going to sink in the ocean. Mine is just going to kill people.
Right.
That's my goal.
I'm really excited to find out why that's going to happen. But
It's going to be falling apart. Chunks really going to crush the people below it. I don't know.
all right, guys. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Later.
Good night.
Thanks so much, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please do us a giant favor by subscribing to the channel and clicking that wacky bell icon. If you're into board games, miniatures games, role-playing games, we have a bunch of audio podcasts you might enjoy. You can find those at thesecretcabal.com or on iTunes and Stitcher.